But let's take a little sidestep away from Hollywood and go back into what we now know to be Hollywood, I suppose, as well, and into Meghan world, because I see that basically Kris Jenner posted a snap of Meghan's jam on Instagram last night.
I think you meant from Hollywood to Holly Weird,
to
right?
Holly
Did you
Weird.
ever in your life? Yeah.
Yes,
Did you ever in
absolutely.
your life think we'd be talking about Kris Jenner talking about Meghan Markle's jam?
Right.
I mean, I have said for over a year now, Mike, I have said, just watch this space. Meghan Markle will collaborate with the Kardashians. The Kardashians, famous for a sex tape, because Meghan Markle is desperate for, any sort of relevance whatsoever. And here we are,
Right.
with Kris Jenner and Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen, who is also a good friend of the Kardashians, but absolutely notorious in the States for telling a 16-year-old girl to go kill herself. Bullies unite, I guess. But Meghan Markle distributing more of her jam to some celebrities. Again, we've talked about this influencer push, which is so bizarre to me when not a single soul can go on her website right now and purchase it. So what's the ultimate objective except attention seeking from the Montecito duo? I'm shocked.
I know, absolutely incredible. Also, she's picked the wrong side in the Taylor Swift feud scenario, isn't she? Because if she's siding herself with the Kardashians, doesn't that mean that, the Taylor Swifties will come for her because she's on the, this is one of the enemy?
Spoken like a absolute genius, Mike. There's no way in hell I would go against the Swifties. Taylor has reopened that wound with her new song. I think it's called "Thank You, Amy." I'm blasting it. It's amazing. And you're right. Remember, we've talked about this before. Meghan handwriting a note to Taylor, trying to get her on her podcast,
right.
and Meghan writing Taylor, and Taylor's representatives then declining Meghan. Taylor didn't even respond to Meghan directly.
Oh dear. So I mean, that could all go sort of terribly wrong for her as well, couldn't it? Let's talk about one of the tragic stories that was on the newspaper front pages this morning about a terrible story about Princess Beatrice's former boyfriend, Paolo Liuzzo, found dead from a suspected overdose in a hotel in Miami.
That's right. Sources told The Sun that he had struggled with drugs and honestly was haunted by gambling debts, constantly asking people to bail him out, constantly asking people if he could borrow money. He allegedly had repeated run-ins with the law, including over the death of a student and cocaine possession. It was kind of a scandal when he dated Princess Beatrice. He was on law enforcement's radar already. He was 23, she was 17. He was not the type of publicity that Buckingham Palace wanted, but it was also very York, that it was the drama that kind of circles the York family. Right. Later in his life, though, he almost dismissed that relationship with Princess Beatrice, saying, I wasn't sure I wanted to get in that deep with Bea. I loved her, but I wasn't in love with her.
Right. But a very young age, isn't it, to die from such a terrible thing, really.
Yeah, I agree with you, but Miami's a dangerous city if you have those kind of vices. He was a Miami resident. He'd been working in the art industry as a consultant. I think that the art industry kind of has that reputation as well. He was never married. And ironically, his home was just a few blocks away from the hotel that he was found dead in. Right. So, perhaps up to trouble in this hotel in Miami.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. I mean, this is the trouble. I mean, we talk about, all sorts of things on this show. We talk about the immigration problems. We talk about the drug problems that we have in this country, the crime problems. I mean, many of them don't so much go together that, the people who are smuggling drugs into the country are often smuggling guns into the country as well. And it really is a massive problem, not only here, but also in the US as well. Still new drugs coming in from places like Mexico.
I mean, fentanyl is one of our biggest issues. I actually haven't seen Joe Biden mention it recently, but he should on the campaign trail, because you're seeing so many people bring fentanyl in through the state of Arizona. I mean, through the state of Arizona. Yeah. Since you and I have been talking right now, probably 5,000 people have crossed the border. It's a terrible issue here in the States, not only drugs, but, smuggling weapons. And hopefully it's something that we see addressed in this presidential campaign. But unfortunately, the Republican candidate is unable to campaign while he's on trial, which is convenient.
Well, yeah, I mean, although, of course, as I've been saying about his campaign abilities, campaigning doesn't need to happen while he's in the court, because he's doing all the campaigning he needs to do simply by being held there, because all of the people that want to vote for Donald Trump see him as the victim in that scenario. And so as soon as they see him coming out of court every day, that's another tick in the box.
Well, and he's been very strategic in the way that he does little stops here and there. Like he'll stop at a construction site prior to going into court, and he doesn't have to say a lot. And there are people that follow him around constantly. So they jump out of the car and grab their microphone or their cell phone and catch him talking to regular people, people that, voting people, people that, just normal people, not the elite, right? I mean, even the sight of Donald Trump ordering $500 worth of McDonald's for his staff going into the courtroom. He just has a very brilliant way of engaging with normal people, whether we recognize it or not. I think that people see those kinds of headlines and they go, oh, I love McDonald's, or, oh, that's so nice that he stopped to talk to that regular person. Yeah,
no, I think he's definitely got the magic touch when it comes to dealing with the public, which most politicians don't have.